I value my time more than I value myself. Now that sounds kind of strange and also sounds kind of sad, but I can explain. I don't want to say that I'm a people pleaser because I've seen what people pleasers can do and how hard they'll run themselves into the ground just to try to make a difference in somebody else's life. However, I don't really go out of my way in the extent that I think you would have to really put myself in a bad situation. I don't go out of my way to try and try and try again to please the same person despite how much it's hurting myself. I usually do this sort of people pleasing thing to, jobs and tasks that I might have to do, but I don't go out of my way seeing a person that I'm friends with, just going out of my way to help them or something. I usually do it whenever I have to do a task. And I don't know what it is. Well, I kind of know what it is, but I just don't want to say too much because I don't want people getting the wrong idea. Also, I'm still trying to work with these situations, so I don't want people telling me what I should and shouldn't do with people that may or may not have caused these issues. But I think that this stems from, in the past, like cleaning up the house or moving things around. I think it stems from the fact that I did not get the appropriate acknowledgement from the hard work I did when doing the hard work around the house or around work or around school, whatever. And it might sound stupid and silly saying, oh, you're supposed to do these things. Why are you getting upset because, oh, you didn't get a pat on the back or a special sticker saying you did it? I know I'm not 5. I know I'm not supposed to get these things, but, getting them every once in a while, especially when you went out of your way to do simple things, is nice. I have already made a video, if it hasn't been uploaded before this one, stating that I would have liked to have some kind of appraisal every once in a while for the little things that I do, because it has now led to me valuing my time more than myself, to the point that I would go out of my way to do my task above and beyond, sometimes more, just so people will know that I am a hard worker. And this has bitten me in the backside plenty of times. You're not supposed to do that at jobs. Nobody cares to do more than they have to. That's it. Now, I'm not doing this to be a supervisor. I'm not doing this to be a goody two-shoes. I just do it because I get into the zone and I'm like, well, let me just do this one little extra thing. Or it wouldn't hurt to just help them out with this. Or, yeah, stay over a little hour later. Sure, why not? And over time, that builds up. And it's not even just that. If I'm told to clean the dishes or if I'm told to wipe down the tables or something, most people would just do one spritz, wipe down, move on. I'm sitting here detailing every single table, couch, and chair, making sure it's spotless. And then people go, hey, that's a hard worker. I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep having them do it. And then more and more tasks are put on me because nobody else wants to do it. And in today's world, you're supposed to do nothing. You're not being paid to do extra work. Heck, you're hardly being paid to do the job you're supposed to do. But yet my brain doesn't think that way. Basically, you're not supposed to do more than you have to. And a lot of times I might forget that. Now there are times in which I actually do what I'm supposed to do. And I might do a really good job at it because, well, I'm already doing my job. Why not just do it better? And whenever I do that, it hurts really, really bad whenever someone doesn't acknowledge that. Backtracking to when I said I struggle with my self-image. I have somehow found myself overworking and overdoing what I have to do, unfortunately because I guess wasn't acknowledged for the hard work growing up, that I feel that the only way I can bring myself some value is through hard work. And in some way it sounds wholesome, in some way it sounds nice and understanding and kind, but for me, I feel it's toxic. I would sit here and shove my art, my skills, my talents in all people's faces to the point where I barely have a personality. And if somebody asks me a question based off a TV show or a location in the world that's not related to my art whatsoever, I'll have little to nothing to say. And oftentimes I have little care for it. It sucks because I sound like a dry, empty person. And it almost kind of sounds selfish in a way. Because the only thing I ever talk about whenever I'm talking to people is about my arts and my skills and what I can and can't do and my favorite characters and my favorite TV shows. And I don't have anything beyond that. And I came up with this conclusion, or came up with this idea, that maybe I shouldn't tell anybody about my art at all. That to help me build my own self-worth beyond what I can do, I just pretend I've never picked up a pencil whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to go up to a person and say, oh, I've never drawn in my life, ha ha ha, no. I am just going to talk to them. And if we happen to have some stuff in common, like favorite video games, TV shows, books, sure. But I will not bring up that I'm trying to be a YouTuber, that I'm trying to be somewhat of a vlogger, that I'm trying to come up with a clothing line. I won't even so much as bring up the fact that I even pick up a pencil every once in a while. I don't want the art to be associated with my personal life. I'm trying to think of it as some kind of test to see if I really believe or if I can really develop my own self-worth beyond my capabilities. Also want to try to do that as far as my hard work at work or with a normal task, because I get way more upset than I should if I am told to do something and someone complains about something that I didn't do. Be it they asked me to do it or it had nothing to do with what I was doing, it's still frustrating when I work extremely hard and I even go out of my way to make it a little special for them to go, oh, you didn't do this right, or this is a little crooked, or you're missing something, or you forgot to clean this. And I'm like, why did you ask me to do all this? Why did I even go out of my way to do this for you? And sometimes it's not even after they ask me to do something. I'll be like, oh, let me go ahead and mop the floor, or pull this out, or go build this, or do something. And I show them or present them. And they might say, oh, that's cool and whatever. But then they turn around and say, why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you move that? And it kills the mood for me. And you would think after like several times of that happening, I would get the hint and not do it. Not go out of my way, not work hard. But then I find myself doing it anyways because I guess it's therapeutic for me. I don't even want to say it is, because when it doesn't work out how I would like it to, I get extremely upset. And that's how I found out, or at least that's how I believe, that I value my time and efforts, should I say, more than myself. I dislike that fact about me. But there really isn't much I can do about that. My only way of potentially fixing this is to try to disassociate my hard work from myself and try to build myself up as a person and talk about things outside of not only my art skills, but try not to work so hard on the little tasks that I have to do. That way I'm not nearly as upset whenever they are not happy with their design or happy with whatever it is that I did or didn't do. Of course, this is easier said than done. I am not even conscious or aware that I am overdoing it whenever it is happening. But I guess you could say it's a good thing that I'm very detailed with my work. But sometimes people don't value that, and it's kind of upsetting.